Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me in another video. So as you can tell, based on the title, today we are doing a review on the Sofia bag from the row. Now I've had this bag for about 5 weeks now, so this is a bit of a first impressions. And honestly, I have been looking at this bag ever since it came out. I think it was fall, winter 2022, but I think specifically it was Resort 2023 collection that we saw this bag. And I just think that collection just in general was such a phenomenal collection from the row. And I remember seeing these bags and being like, wow, I love that bag. Since seeing that collection, this bag has always been in the back of my mind. And it wasn't really until last month I talk about why I purchased this bag. In essence, I was anticipating to buy something else. I talk about it in my unboxing and I used the funds towards this. While in my mind, I was like, okay, the next bag I'm gonna get is going to be the Row Margot. Just in the heat of the moment, I was just really feeling this bag. I think it was also because I was looking at the Celine 16 in the mini size the week before, but I was like, no, I can't get that because I'm gonna get something else. And then my attention went back to this bag and I was like, you know what, we're gonna make this bag happen. So in today's video, let's talk about the pros, the cons. There's definitely more cons than pros with this bag. Would I recommend? Would I rebuy? So first, let's start out with pros. To me, what is very clear about this bag is I think it is very undeniable that this is what people would describe as like a quiet luxury bag. It doesn't really get more quiet luxury than the Row. As much as this term is used all the time, I do think in essence, when we're talking about no logos, minimal branding, it kind of is that if you know, you know. You have to really know the Row, which I honestly don't feel like a lot of people know what this bag is. If you do like that aesthetic, if you like sort of more of a minimal vibe, to me it is definitely, I would call this a quiet luxury. Your focus is on the attention to the details, the quality of leather, the craftsmanship. The next pro I want to talk about is how actually lightweight this bag is. Again, it is a small bag. The length of this bag is 8.75 inches. I'll actually include the dimensions on the screen, but it is a very lightweight bag, especially because it's a leather lined bag. It's not like a fabric lined bag. It is quite lightweight, but it is definitely like a smaller bag. It's not very heavy, but it still feels substantial. It doesn't feel flimsy. And I think it's because the interior lining is a lambskin. It just feels very, very light. The other pro is it fits all of my essentials. For most people, it will fit your essentials: phone, card holder, key holder, sunglasses, all the little things that you will need. Your essentials, it will fit. Obviously, everyone's essentials is different, but I think the kind of like generic essentials that a lot of us will carry, it will definitely fit that. Another pro that I really like about this bag is you can dress it up and dress it down. For me, as somebody that likes to wear just like a comfy knit and like a pair of pleated pants during this time of the year, but like swap this out with a t-shirt, or you could wear this with jeans or whatever bottom. I think you can dress this up. I've gone to dinner with this bag. I think it is something you can take day to night. Also, just because it is a top handle bag, there is a shoulder strap crossbody option. That bag leans more on the casual side. And yes, what is nice about that version is you can wear it as a shoulder crossbody bag. Because of this, it feels a little bit more dressed up, but I also think because of that, it feels just a little bit more universal. Like I can wear this also crook of my arm. The clearance of this is actually quite nice. You're not concerned about where it's like hitting on your body. I think the nature of it is just a little bit more universal. And the final point I want to make about this is while the Row is a very young brand in comparison to other brands, I don't want to say it's like a classic, but it kind of does lean very classic to me. They've brought this bag out for several seasons now in various colors, combinations. They've obviously added different versions with a strap, east-west version. I think I saw like a wallet version of this. When a brand does that, to me it's like a good sign that they're going to keep this for some time. The Row is still a pretty young brand, but I think the Row is kind of in this period where, especially this year, they've really solidified themselves as one of the leading brands of this aesthetic. And I think the point where they are now establishing those core classics, be it the Margot or this bag, they're kind of in this period right now where they're really owning in what is their designs. And I think customers are really responding very positively. And while they are bringing out new designs every year, they have like a core line of those quintessential pieces that they're bringing back season after season. I think this is one that we're going to see for some time. I don't know, I could be wrong. They might discontinue it next year. This has been a bag that has been very well received. And in addition, we've seen people like Kendall Jenner and Kaya Gerber for women that kind of have that more like minimal aesthetic. You're not seeing this bag on every celebrity. People that are wearing this bag are also people that just regularly wear the Row anyways. So now let's talk about cons. Now there's actually a lot more cons than pros, I will say that. And the first con that I've already mentioned is there's no crossbody. For me, this was a deal breaker up until very recently. Now, I don't know if you can see my Celine 16 peeking out in the back, but after wearing that bag pretty exclusively top handle, I actually realized after that I would never wear the strap. While I'm glad it does have that strap option, because every time I would wear it, it would be without my son. There was just something nice about wearing a bag top handle. It kind of made me realize in certain situations I can go for that top handle look. But I do know that there are some people where having a crossbody strap is a deal breaker for them. I just opt for a completely different bag if I was going for something crossbody. But I just think this bag deserves to be held top handle. And if you really did want the longer strap, there is that option out there. But to me, I prefer the top handle. The other con about this bag is that it has an interior lambskin. I don't know why I have a piece of paper in there, but I have a piece of paper. I don't know if you can already tell, but I've already used this bag. There are marks. This is a calfskin, so it is going to experience, I'm sure, some of that over time. So that might bother you. Just keep in mind that's going to affect the resale value, which is my next point. If I look at this bag on certain websites like the Real or Vestiaire, I don't really think it's a bag that holds its resale value. It's not a Birkin, it's not a Kelly. It's not going to go over retail. It's going to go significantly under retail if you try to sell it. To be real, that's like 99% of bags. The ability for this to potentially experience wear and tear, coupled with the fact that it doesn't have resale value, you kind of have to go into it knowing that you will likely never sell this bag, and if you do, you have to be content with the loss that you will potentially hit. Another con is the divider. It doesn't actually bother me that much, but I know a lot of people, the divider will bother them. So it's got this zipper divider here. The Celine 16 is also made the same way, but I also find it kind of gives structure to the bag, but it also means that you can't put like a bag organizer. So you wanted to carry like a sunglasses holder or something, like you wouldn't be able to stuff that in this bag. Another con about this bag is that it does not have feet. So you kind of just have to be mindful as to where you're setting it down. And another con worth mentioning is I think the clasp of this, it's not the easiest to get in and out of. You kind of have to make sure it aligns, and then you got to like flick it up, and then, you know, you got to do this, and then you got to do that, right? Like that's how you open the bag, and like closing it, but I would say closing it is more of the struggle. Another con to me is the price is very steep. This is not a cheap bag. This is not an accessible bag. It's not an affordable bag. It's a very expensive bag. While I will say the Row has bags like the Half Moon bag and the 90s bag, those are bags that are a little bit more accessible, if you know what I mean. Like this is on the higher end of the Row pricing. When it comes to this bag, honestly, to me, this is a very Ashley Olsen style bag. The Margot is more like Mary Kate, and like this is more Ashley, if you know what I mean. They do have their own unique approaches when it comes to their own senses of style. There's something about like the curvilinear shape. There's just like an elegance about this bag that is very in line with Ashley's style. In terms of do I recommend this bag, if the cons don't bother you, to me the cons don't bother me. The fact that it doesn't have a crossbody strap, but I had to come to that realization on my own. The fact that the interior of this bag is a very delicate leather. Like you have to be at peace knowing that this is a bag that if you try to sell it, you've used it a little bit, wear and tear is going to be more visible on this bag. Kind of have to be at peace with that, right? If you are somebody where having a crossbody is kind of a deal breaker, I'm not going to recommend this bag to you. If you are somebody that needs something that is durable canvas, I would say don't go for this. If you've like clicked on this video, if you're somebody that has avidly been looking for reviews on this bag, the cons don't bother you, I'd say definitely go for this bag. 100%. I think you will definitely like it. Just be at peace knowing that like it's likely a bag that you won't be able to sell and get, you know, your money back. back. Would I rebuy this bag? Yes, I would buy this bag in this exact combination. If for whatever reason I lost it, I've been wearing this very heavily. I'm so glad I went with this. If you guys want me to do a comparison between the Celine 16 and this, I could definitely do it. So yes, that is my video. Thank you so much for joining me in another one, and I hope to see you in the next one.